Nice to see you. So nice to be seen, right? It's always a good thing. I had a just tremendous day today in terms of broadcasting. I didn't get much done outside. I'm working on the garden. I did put a new load of of debris of fresh compost on most of the garden, but I didn't really get to spend the time outside that I'd wanted to. But I did do a lot of broadcasting. We had a broadcast this afternoon with members of the Republic that was absolutely stunning. I highly recommend that everyone check in. And I learned something about 11.3 from the Law of War manual that I want to share. I also want to talk about XRP and why you should hold it no matter what. And I don't really want to go into where I think this is going in terms of is this the big crash? It seems like it. It's just I just don't get that excited about the details of this. However, I'm very excited about the Republic and some of the things I learned today. It's just a tremendous video. If you have a chance, I highly recommend you check it out. And if you could share it, because this is a very important subject that we must all be aware of. And I'm going to go into that in a moment. Man, I hope this is good. Yeah. What if it's not? Am I allowed to have a bad night? I don't know. I think I've had a few, but no, I think let me go right into it then. For Todd's sake, so Todd feels he's getting what he came for. 11.3 in the Law of War manual. I did not understand it until today. I've been learning about the 11.3 Law of War manual for years. I thought I understood what it was saying. Q is constantly referring to 11.3. What is 11.3? 11.3 says that when the occupying force controls the population, the military is unable to step in. Let me put it in a more positive way. The military can step in when the occupying force is no longer in control of the population. What does that mean? The military can step in. What does it mean the occupying force is in control? Oh, you mean the news? Thanks, Todd. Well, the news is good, is great. The news is always great. It's really the news is all an individual. It's like some people no matter what happens in the world, they always manage to have a bad day. There's just some people that are just they're just hell bent. No matter what, they're programmed to just have a bad day. Whereas some people are programmed to always look for the bright side of things. And no matter what happens to them, there's like, yeah, man, bring it on. This was, I lost my job. I went bankrupt. My girlfriend walked out. I got divorced again from I mean, and they're like, I think this is really helping me understand something. That's where we're heading in terms of our ability to perceive reality, to be in the now, because in the now nothing can go wrong. Nothing goes wrong in the moment. It's all that we try to arrange the moment in, and we try to fit the moment into our perception of some kind of timeline. We try to put it into time. And when you put it into time, it's like, yeah, I got beat up in nursery school, and then I got beat up in sixth grade. And then, but Along the way, can I say getting beat up is good? No, but I mean, I'm just saying that. Anyway, okay, I don't want to get off on a tangent. I want to talk about 11.3 because I've been studying this. If you want to get your socks knocked off, check out Magic Eyes, Magic Eyes on Rumble. Carl from New Zealand. I don't think he's posted in the last couple of years, but he talks about 11.3 and he recommended at the time, this was maybe like 5 years ago, that we all come to really understand the law of war manual. Now, I don't have the goods for I don't have that kind of mind. I don't get fascinated by I don't want to categorize it. Let me try to stick to the subject for a change. 11.3. 11.3 says when the occupying force no longer controls the population, then the military can step in. What does that mean in terms of our reality? If you want to really, I mean, Todd, I think this is the news. This is more the news than anything you'll hear, even including the fact that they could go to war with Iran at any moment now, including the fact that crypto is crashing, that the Dow went down, and that the economy is perhaps on the cusp of a revaluation, which I'm going to go into a bit later. But 11.3, I was able to ask a member of the military on this interview. It wasn't an interview, on this broadcast I did today about the Republic. The governor of Arizona for the Republic was able to answer my question. I think it's Arizona. And by the way, if you let me preface this to say, if you haven't joined the Republic, you might want to think about it. I invite you to think about it. Let me go back to the chats. I'll only put that on for a little while. There's only one, yeah. You mean the news? Hello, everyone. Join the Republic. Yeah, join the Republic. I mean the Republic. I've seen the Republic. It was really amazing. Yes, it was unbelievably amazing. Why any why would anybody want to talk about anything else? Why is all these, even on X and even in the patriot so-called MAGA circles, they're just going round and round and round trying to but things are coming out. Okay, let me see if I can just finish the thought. I've been trying for years, right? Yeah, join the Republic. So 11.3 says when the occupying force no longer controls the population, the military can step in. That's not a direct quote. That's kind of my summary of it. What does that mean in terms of everything? The occupying force. What is the occupying force? The occupying force is a transnational criminal syndicate, Satanist, Illuminatis that work in the government, in big tech, in big pharma, in little government, big government. They are everywhere. They are the middlemen. They are the parasites. This is the military industrial complex. These are the bad guys. These are the demoncrats. These are people who worship demons, who sacrifice children, who drink adrenochrome. These are the bad guys. These are the Satanists. They are in control. They have infiltrated our society. They are the occupying force. So I said, is the occupying force in control? I was answered, absolutely. They are in control. We pay taxes. We stop at red lights. We send our kids, some of us, to, or not me, but to public schools. I would never send a kid to a public school because I was a public school teacher. We take their bad medicine. We eat their disgustingly poisonous food. We drink their poisonous water. The occupying force, the ones who have infiltrated and taken over and replaced the republic with a corporate imitation of a government that is designed to enslave you and I, they are the occupying force. Are they in control? Well, the Jeffrey Epstein files are out and people are starting to wonder. Yes, people are starting to wonder. People are starting to wonder why would they try to kill us with a vaccine that wasn't really a vaccine? Why would they do that? No normal person does this. We're not talking about normal people. We're talking about Satanists. We're talking about people who eat children, drink their blood, harvest their organs for sale, encourage people to have abortions so they can take the fetus and sell it or put it into some kind of satanic ritual. These are the sickos that run the world. They are still in control. How do we break that control so the military can step in? There are two ways that I see it. Two ways. Way number one, the United States goes full Nepal, burning down government buildings, shooting actresses and actresses, destroying pharmaceutical companies. That, in my mind, it's not possible. It's not going to happen. It's not a desired outcome, right? But that's one way. No taxes. Nobody would even think about paying taxes. Or way number two, 30,000 people per state join the republic, re-inhabit the republic, reactivate the republic that never left. It was just taken over and covered over by the corporate transnational syndicate, the cartel, the government, big pharma, big tech. I just saw a thing with Bill Mayer. He was saying, well, maybe QAnon wasn't, you think, Bill? You think maybe we weren't wrong? And it's not QAnon. All of us know, which is the Army of Virginia originally, or the intelligence messaging system. And there are Anons, which are people like you and me who spend their life trying to wake the beautiful dreamers up. And now we're coming to a state where people are starting to think to themselves, that crazy little yid that used to live in Crown Heights, that was screwed out not taking the vaccine, screaming at people that he was saying that the world is run by a bunch of pedophiles, a bunch of Satanists who killed children. Maybe he wasn't so crazy after all. You think? You think I'm going to get a phone call from 5 of my favorite rabbis that I miss? They're my friends, saying, "Gee, Ellie, you were right all along." You think we're going to get those kind of phone calls? At any rate, method number two, to activate 11.3 of the Law of War Manual, so that the Satanists are no longer in control of the population, is simply to join the republic. And that when there are 30,000, this is a number I learned today, 30,000 people for each state, and all the offices are only like about 5 offices, like a governor, a secretary of state, treasurer. There are a couple of offices per county across our great nation. When the republic is re-inhabited, it never went away. It was stopped in 1860. The creepazoid banksters took over the world, took over America. When 30,000 people per state join the republic, and it's just, you don't even have to you don't even have to own anything. You don't have to own a weapon. You don't have to call a lawyer. You don't have to call your senator. All you have to do is get on the website republicforusa.org, and there are like a bunch of like lines at the top, and just join or volunteer. Grant, our friend Grant, who I also did a broadcast with today, I'm going to show you a film with Grant. Grant is so beautiful. But Grant called this number, and I think he's going to become like the senator, one of the senators of Florida. We're not talking about, the republic, the organization, the republic with millions of people, and you get a phone call and they'll call you, and maybe, no, we're talking about a situation that is desperate to take back our world. And people, they're not answering the call because they haven't heard about it. Because people like me who broadcast every day, sometimes today I did 3 broadcasts today, who broadcast in a constant basis and are trying to wake up the world, we are shadow banned. We are taken down. We do not, our message does not, it will go out. Eventually it will go out. Eventually I will be heard. I will look up at these numbers. I see now I have 94 people here. There are maybe 1,000, 2,000 people that see, a couple thousand people that see my videos every day. That should be millions. It should be tens or hundreds of millions. Instead, people are watching some drivel, and I know I'm singing to the choir. They're watching some stupidity about, are the Epstein files real? These black and white stupid questions that belittle humanity. It's like, are you really spending time thinking about this? Are you really spending your valuable time on this planet, on this precious jewel of a planet? Now, it may be flat, whatever it is, but this precious place, this earth, our planet, our home. Are you really spending time with bread and circuses when you could be joining the republic? When you could be, for me, building a house in the middle of nowhere with nothing, with no crew, with no material, with materials that are acquired through divine means. They're manifested because I don't have the boku bucks to go out and hire a concrete truck and an architect and all that good stuff. But this is the way I'm delighted. I'm not saying that, but this is it. If you want to overthrow the Satanists, and you realize that we are not like Nepal. We are not going to go into Congress and grab these people and take their clothes off and throw them in the river like they did in Nepal. It's very unlikely in my mind that that's going to happen. It may happen in some form like that, but I don't think so. But it doesn't matter. The white hats are watching how many people join the republic. When they hit that magic number of 30,000 per state, and all the offices are filled, and I suppose all the counties in the state have their 5 officers, then the white hats can say, that the creepazoid, Illuminati, parasite, cannibalistic vampires are no longer in control, and the military can step in. How are they going to step in? They're going to say to the members of the Republic, we are now going to have an election in 120 days, and you guys are the legal interim government that will be in charge for those 120 days. You are going to be in charge for 120 days of the election, of the country. And then the country, during that 120 days, we will elect, hopefully on one day with paper ballots that are on blockchain, the government that will inherit the rulership of the country from the creepazoids. It's not going to come back, in my opinion. You're not going to. The midterm election is just. It's a show. It's a movie. It's central casting. President Trump said it himself with I forget the guy's name. I think it's the guy from the Fed. He said he's central casting, meaning it's a movie. This is a production. The White Hats. This is continuity of governance operation. They have to make things look like they're normal. But people, while this is happening, are supposed to wake up. Now, a lot of people are waking up now because they found out that your local government official, he's not just like handsome and talented and an expert in his field. He's a pedophile. He eats children. He sacrifices children to demons. This is your senator. This is your congressman. This is your pharmaceutical company. This is your doctors, your lawyers. I'm not saying they're all involved, but they're getting paid from these creeps. And until enough people join the Republic, they will stay in charge. That's the way the law goes down in the Law of War manual. We're at war. We are at war. This is the most vicious war probably ever fought. We don't see the kinetic aspect of it. We don't see the guys in the helicopters. We don't see what's really going on at Gitmo. We don't see any of that. We just see the news. And some people say, that the attorney general isn't aggressive enough, or all this other stupidity. Like people think they know something. Those are the most dangerous people that exist. If you think you really know what's going on, and there are people that come onto the feed, they're like, Ellie, this is all about blah. It's all because of Enoch. I'm sure of it. It's all because of, and it may be because of Enoch. I don't know. I don't know anything about Enoch. But when a person feels that they know something, they know, for example, how to worship God. They know that if you don't worship their God, you're not in the club. They know that. These people are dangerous. They're an insult. They're not an insult. They are evolving. They are in the process of evolving. That is part of the process. I was like that too. A couple of years ago, 20 years ago, if you asked me, is Judaism the way? I would say 110%. It's absolute truth. Everything else is just bullshit. That was part of my process to becoming where I am today, where I know that you are the one. You don't have to go through, and you're not a sinner. You were not born in sin. Okay. But here is the conclusion of this last tirade of mine, and I apologize. 11.3. The occupying force, the Satanists who took over the Republic and replaced it with a corporate government that probably is no longer functioning. It's bankrupt. Cannot be officially removed until enough of us join the Republic, come together, and then the military can step in and we can have Jesara. It's that simple. You don't have to grab your local congressman by the scruff and drag him over to the river and take his clothes off and push him in like they did in Nepal. You don't even have to do that. All you have to do is join the Republic. According to my friends on the broadcast, and I'm sorry that my recollection of names, I'm working on myself, but I am a trained public school teacher, so I can learn names really fast. I have no excuse for not knowing everyone's name in the broadcast, but I do know their names. But it's simple, man. All you got to do is join the Republic. Grant called from Florida. They're making him like a state representative. There are only like 5 of them. He's going to be. Nancy said they're going to write books about Grant. They're going to write books about him, how he saved the Republic in Florida. The heroes of the revolution. Guys just like regular dudes, man. Not, he didn't go to, as far as I know, he didn't go to Harvard. Well, where do I learn about this? About the Republic? Yeah, just go to the website, republicforusa.org. Just go to the website, reach out to them, tell them you want to volunteer. They will send you information. They will call you. Can you believe in this day and age that the people that are trying to save the world, that they actually will call you on the phone? I got calls. I'm like, nobody calls me anymore. Everything, if you want to get something done, you want to discuss the fact that you're getting grossly overcharged by T-Mobile, that they tricked you. They gave you a free something, and they said you'll not, we'll just give it to you for free. It's part of the promotion, and then they charged me for it. And there's nothing I can do about it. I've been told on numerous occasions, but to actually even talk to a representative now, here are the heroes of the revolution. This is how upside down the world is. And they called me on the phone. They're like, Ellie, we've been watching your broadcast. We didn't know you lived in Arizona. I'm like, yeah, man, I moved here. I left. I left New York. My grandparents, was this right? My grandparents were born in New York. My grandparents lived in New York on both sides of my family. We've been in New York forever. And I left like everybody else. Everybody else in my family already left. But I was like, I'm not going yet. So that's it, man. Just join the Republic. And I feel like today I did what this was, if God forbid, it's tomorrow, it doesn't, whatever, I will feel like I actually accomplished something with that broadcast today, because people must know about the Republic. We must join it, and we must do it fast. We need to just share this video, there'll be shorts on this video. There'll be a short probably. Share the shorts. I get this AI service where they make shorts of my videos. I don't know which one they'll pick out, but I'm being shadow banned, and like in all these channels. I don't get what Phil, who am I competing with? I just like Nino. I mean, Nino gets hundreds of thousands of hits, or at least 10. I'm like, what does Nino really have to say? What is Nino? I mean, no cut on Nino. I think Nino makes a fine show. I'm not cutting Nino. I'm saying that's where people are at. People are not ready to. Well, they are getting ready. They are ready now.
Well, they pay for bots to watch them.
Oh, they pay for bots. Yeah, okay,
that's how they get paid.
That's how they get paid. They get a lot of bots to watch them. I live in New York. I've signed up and received no response. So sign up again, because I didn't receive a response either. Call them again.
Yeah, because or else you didn't do it
I didn't do it right. I didn't fill out the form right. Go back and fill out the form again. Don't give up. This is important. Let's do this fast. Let's get to Jesara, man. You want the revaluation? Let's do it. It's all up to us. Nobody, in my opinion, nobody is coming to save us. If you're okay, so now I do want to briefly talk about XRP and the crash, but I'm going to refer the next part of this broadcast to Zachary Fisher. I suspect that I don't know who or what Zachary Fisher is, but his posts recently have been spot on, in my opinion, and I don't see anybody else really getting it the way he does, except perhaps in a slightly different, a more white hat kind of military way, is Daniel R. from War Correspondent. I think he gets it. He definitely gets it. I said he gets it, and then I poured water all over myself. Do I get it? I don't know. I get something, whatever. I'm doing the best with what I got. Anyway, do you have a phone number to call? No, there's no phone number. Just sign up with the Republic. So do it 4 times. I did it 4 times. Make sure you click those 3 lines, right? How do they do it?
Or you can call us so we can
Call who?
No, I mean call us to help him sign up.
You could call us. You could. I think Danielle has put out her number numerous times. You could call Nancy Singletary, or you could contact Nancy Singletary, or any one of a number of people. But it took me a couple of times. I'm not so technically advanced, but I'm pretty good. But I didn't do it right, and Daniela did it right. I suffer from form phobia, so I can't really fill out forms correctly. Generally, I just when I get a form, I run for the nearest garbage can and throw it in, which is probably why things are the way they are for me in some ways. But so yeah, do it again. Join the Republic, but not just join the Republic. Tell everyone you know that can listen, that has ears to hear, that can understand. In Hasidus, they say hearing is on a higher level than seeing. Why? Because when you hear something, you have to understand it. You have to process it. When you see something, it's just that is what it is. It doesn't lend itself to using your associative powers. I signed up once. It was perfect. They sent me an email right away. Okay, there you go. Thank you so much for redeeming me. Yeah, I mean, if you do it right, they will. Just do it again until you get it right. They're waiting for you to call. The White Hats are counting how many people join every day. When they get to 30,000 per state, they're going to call for the Jesara elections. So if you're saying, Pam Bondi isn't working fast enough, and all Trump does is talk about the price of drugs, and the whole world's going to hell in a handbasket, then you're the problem. Because all you got to do is get on this, a very simple thing. Just get on the website. Like I say, you don't have to do like the Nepalese did. You don't have to drag anyone out and throw them in the river. All you got to do is join the Republic. If you got to work, you got to know how to use the form. It's a very simple form. It's a very technical form. It's not like signing up for something on Google where DARPA has hundreds of millions of dollars and the highest tech budget in creation to create forms that are not Neolithic like the forms I had to fill out in the Department of Education. The Department of Education has this thing called CSIS. God, I'll never, how could I forget CSIS, which is their form for evaluating special needs children. It is a dinosaur. It is an embarrassment to the universe that this passes for something to evaluate these high level souls that are called special needs children. But that's not true of DARPA. And it's not true of the Republic. The Republic is just simple, regular people. If you're a veteran, for sure, you should be hopping on this bandwagon, man. You made an oath. And we have to defend the Constitution. We have to re-inhabit the Republic. And it's Q and the memes and the meme wars and the Anons and the frogs and the friends and the it's happening and all this where we go one, we go all. It all boils down to the Republic. Where do I learn more about this? Thank you. Who ate the White Hats?
Now, who are the
Who are the
White
White Hats? Okay. This is from Dig F415. I'm so happy there are people who are learning on the platform. That's what I designed this whole video. It's for newbies. Do not feel embarrassed. The White Hats are the good guys. The White Hats are part of the White Hat military is fighting against the Satanists. We are in a real war. You would never know it if you just look at mainstream media, if you just have friends who are in the matrix. If you don't have a local conspiracy dude to hang out with, if you don't have somebody who seems a little bit edgy like me, you'll never know these things. But the White Hats are that's what we call the good guys, the White Hats. And you'll see often that President Trump, when he does a press conference, he sometimes has people dress up in white hats. I mean, it's kind of cool, but we're at war. People don't understand it. That I heard the number 6 million, but 6 to 8 million children go missing every year. Haiti, what the Clintons did to Haiti, stealing children. Every time there's a conflict, every time there's a weather emergency, all the kids go missing. Where do they go? They become organ donors, adrenochrome producers. They are eaten. They are used as sex slaves. This has been going on for eons, a long time, since the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, in Leviticus, they talk about Molech, that do not pass your children before the fire. In other words, do not offer your children to the devil to gain power and money and prestige. All the actors that you see have done that. They're all, even Bob Dylan, my hero, the greatest writer that I ever, can imagine. He sold his soul to the devil. Literally, and he comes out and he has an interview about it. He literally, we all think, oh, come on, Ellie, sell your soul to the devil. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They want fame. They want fortune. They want pretty girls. You see all these sex people. That's not to put down sex. I think it's a very healthy thing between, consenting adults, that are, that whatever but these people are perverts. They have sex with children. They eat children. They drink their blood. It's horrible, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to really. But we've been talking about it for years, and now the world is fine. Oh, the Epstein files are out, so everybody's waking up now from their slumber and starting. And I welcome you if you're new to this channel, man. God bless you. That's why this channel is here. Keep coming. You will understand all of this. It's really very simple. We are at war with Satan. We are at war with people who abuse children. They run the world. They are called the occupying force in 11.3 in the Law of War Manual. So how do we get rid of these people? How do we call out the white hat military, the good guy military? We do it by simply saying, I'm in the Republic. We got 30,000 people in Arizona that are in the Republic, and all the offices and all the counties are filled, and we have enough people to go ahead with the Jesara elections. If you don't know what Jesara is where we're heading. The new the new type of government. All debts will be forgiven. No taxes. Uh, no fraud. No wars. 6,000 patents. All the free energy that's been withheld from us will be revealed. Gold backed, silver backed currency. The only taxes you'll pay is on new items. And there are probably a few other points. The judicial will be completely remade. All the judges and lawyers that are working now will be fired, as will all the doctors, and they will be probably offered an opportunity to be retrained in the art of healing instead of the art of killing, uh, and be reprocessed. Please God. See if I can drink water without spilling it all over myself. That's pretty good. I'm working on myself, man. I got a future. There's hope for me. Um, is Jesara? It is global. Jesara is the global. There's also a national. There is Nesara, Nesara, and Jesara. Look it up on Google. Ignore the first 3 pages, because whenever there's some information that's really online, Google puts out all these fake ones in between, so you'll never get there. But be persistent until you find it. It's a very simple thing. The only reason I don't mention it more often is because that's all I talked about for about 5 years, about 5 years ago. And I figured that, but for the newbies, man, if you haven't heard of Jasara, that's okay. It's okay. The fact that you're here to ask, the fact that's what my friend um, Gary and Casper said. He said, Ellie, he says, I'm telling Casper, man, I put out, at least 7 videos a week, maybe more. Sometimes I used to do this twice a day. I used to put out like 12 hour long videos a week. I've been doing this for years. And Casper said, he said, Ellie, he says, we're making all these videos so that people, when they wake up, it'll all be there ready for them. It wasn't just a waste. It wasn't just we were waiting. We are waiting. We're waiting for humanity to wake up, and part of the wake up is to go back to the republic, to go back to sound money, to go back to the end of this criminal enterprise. I mean, you may think like there's some bad guys in government and they're on the take. It's much worse than that. It's much worse than that. They're by and large, I would say, at least 90% of the corporate executives. However, since Q started posting, Q said, pay attention to how many CEOs quit. Yeah, thanks, Wade. Jesara is the U.S. only. No, just I see the post. Oh wow, it's from X. That's good. Jesara is global and Nesara is national. So it's going to be both. This is a global. Like when Trump says we're taking Greenland, and we all think, oh, how he can't do that. The Danish own this was the world was cut up into pieces by the Satan, by these satanic pedophiles. So none of this has any legitimacy whatsoever. Canada is a British colony? I don't think so. First of all, the British Empire. It's not the British Empire. It's the parasites. It's the Satanists. It's the reptiles. It's the sons of Cain and Abel. Is the push for digital ID and central bank currencies intended to enslave us? Yeah, you don't have to worry about that stuff. That's what we call black pilling. That's what people want you to be afraid because they can control you when you're afraid. We are not going back to that, especially if enough people join the republic. No, we are not going to be any more enslaved than we already are. We're already enslaved. It's not like they're going to enslave us. We're already slaves. We are in the process of seeking freedom, of seeking liberation, and we are getting it. This is all the process. I think this process that we're undergoing was started by this information source, high level information source called Q. And Q has been active since the 1800s. After the Civil War, the generals came together and they decided that the Satanists took over in the 1800s. Now, what does this have to do with Tartaria? That's a whole nother rabbit hole, and that's not something I'm going to go into right now. But we don't know our history. We don't really understand divinity. We don't understand what it means to live in divine in a divine world. And let me just say this, and this could piss off a lot of people. We are not going to be saved by the Mashiach, by Jesus, by the Mahdi. That is bullshit. I'm sorry. I mean, if you believe that, it's not bullshit. It's not bullshit. But these stories that we're here waiting, I mean, I got it in Judaism. Ellie, wait for Mashiach. You can't do anything till Mashiach comes. Bullshit. Bullshit. If you're waiting for Mashiach, and they say that is the prime tenet of Judaism, that we wait for Mashiach every day. I say, fuck that. I'm not waiting for Mashiach. I'm not waiting to be saved. None of us are useless. We all have tremendous power. That's what they've kept from us. You don't even know. We don't understand our true power. We are such powerful creators. We are such powerful manifestors that the creepazoids have to work full time to keep us and produce movies and football games and new kinds of restaurants, whatever, to keep us busy. Okay, where do I find out more about Q? Is it posted or is there a book? These are great questions, man. I feel like today is like everything is changing for me. It's transformative. But Q, if you want to find out about Q, there is no real, as far as I know, there is no book about Q. There should be, but if you go on to, well, if you want to look up if you want to do the original research, go to Q Alerts. I think it's .com, but Q Alerts, and you will see. In fact, let's do it together. Okay, let's just do it together so everybody knows. I'll take off the Republic. You guys got the Republic. Just join the Republic. If you didn't hear from them yet, try it again. Do it again. Okay, so let me go to here. Okay, so let's go to. All right. Oh, can I do that? I don't know if I can do that after the fact. Okay, so just go to Q Alerts and you will have thousands of Q posts that came out. Since I think it was, when did Q start? 2017? Whenever Q came out, a lot of us were paying attention. We were laughed out of our communities, at least I was. But we read all the Q posts. You can, if you're on the right channels on X, you will see a lot of people posting Q posts and interpreting what they mean. I'm an American state national definition citizen. Wait, I am an American state national definition citizen. The real war is against the government. Yeah, but it's not the government. It's not Czechoslovakia. It's not China. It's not Russia. It's the deep state within they are transnational. They don't belong to any country. These are the fiends that run the world. The bankers, big pharma, big tech, the media, Hollywood, education, These are the people that are poisoning your food, filling the sky with chemtrails. If you haven't looked up lately, they are poisoning the air, literally trying to kill you. And until people rise up against the occupying force, which is the Satan, it goes against through all countries. All countries have these creeps. But the white hat military, the white hats, the military, the good guy military, which is the military now. Trump has reinstated the military. We're in a military operation. Trump never left office. He just they made it seem like Biden was the president. It was all a movie. Biden was killed in 2019. He was executed at Gitmo. He was shot to death. They had a clown with a mask pretending to be Biden sitting there slurping his ice cream cone at the beach. It wasn't Biden. But the guy had different ears. I mean, those of us who were following this channel and other channels all understood that. Mike S. King, Amazon, The Secret Plan to Save Humanity. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tom's Carib. Thank you. Yeah, so there is a source. But you can do your own research on it. Let me refer us to, let's go. I was going to do all these posts, but short reads but informative. Yeah, there is a force, and it goes back to the 1800s. Lincoln's generals got together and said, we've got to stop these fiends. And it went through JFK. After JFK was shot, or whatever, whatever really happened. I don't know really what happened. My belief is that his body double was killed, but what do I know? And that he's behind the scenes. Okay, so I've been filling you guys with an earful. Short read, but firm. Thank you so much, Tom Carib. I appreciate that. So Michael S. King on Amazon, The Secret Plan to Save Humanity. It's so refreshing to have. I've been doing this for 9 years, and like I don't even remember anyone asking me what is Q. This is like, this is why I've been here for 9 years, is for somebody to ask the question. It's like I feel vindicated in some small way. The financial crash, let me just briefly say, do not sell your XRP. If you have XRP, if you don't have XRP, this is a great time to buy XRP. XLM, HBAR, all the 2000, the ISO 222 coins. Bitcoin is probably going to zero, along with most of the coins that are on the exchange. The ISO 200, the meme coins, it's a joke. It's a joke. We're coming into the promised land. We're coming into an age where things of value are worth something, and things that don't have value are worth nothing, like Bitcoin. I've been saying this for years. I owned a bunch of Bitcoin. I sold at 20,000. I didn't make a lot of money. I put it all into XRP, and then I promptly got scammed because Coinbase made me so nervous. I'm blaming it on Coinbase, but it was my own stupidity. Okay, I lost a lot of XRP, but I still have a little bit. And I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't sell it if it was 2 cents. If it goes down to 2 cents, I'd just be like, wow, I wish I had some money so I could buy some more. I've been going through this for years. I don't have a lot, but whenever it goes down, I try to buy. I haven't bought because I just, I'm strapped for cash, trying to build a house with no, with no money. Here on X, type Q into search. Enjoy the rabbit hole. Yeah, thank you so much, Shadow Wink Designs. That's beautiful. I will buy XRP, but I'll wait. Yeah, it's going to go. It's going down, but you'll be able to get a whole lot of it. Same author has a New World Order book, right? The main thing is not to be afraid. The main thing is this is a glorious time of victory, of freedom. I'm just you guys are really blowing my mind today. I mean, between the broadcast with the Patriots of the Republic, they were so beautiful, and I finally got to understand 11.3, which I've it's been rattling around in my brain for years. What who's the are they still in control with all these Q posts out there, with all these patriots, with all these MAGA people? Are they still in control? Well, apparently they are, because people still pay taxes. Why would you pay taxes why would you pay taxes if your money goes to support pedophiles? Why would you pay health insurance if the health insurance you get is designed by a medical community that is interested in depopulation and makes their money from keeping you sick? So the population is still in under control of this occupying force. They infiltrated from within. Law of War Manual 11.3. Yeah, check out the Law of War Manual. I don't have a mind for understanding legalese. It's beyond me. But until the Republic is repopulated, unless there's a revolution, I don't see it in the United States. And it's because of Q. It's because of Q that we didn't end up in a civil war. However, this is a real war, and there were real casualties. It's called vaccine death. There were real millions. Millions died from this insane bioweapon. But it had to go down that way because the people in charge, the white hats, I just lost power for while I was saying that. So you much to learn. I've been blinded by the mainstream media. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it's so beautiful that you're here, Diane. We are so happy. We've been waiting for you for years. We've been night after night. We've been waiting for Diane to come and say, "There's so much I have to learn." I've been doing this broadcast. And I don't feel like I'm not looking for wow, he's such a hero. I don't give a shit. I do this because this is what I do. This is what I was assigned to by divine forces. They said, you can broadcast, man, get out there and do it. Q told us to go out and spread the real information. So that's what we've been doing for years. We all, I lost my job. I had to leave my community. I left New York. I had a YouTube channel. It was, I actually made a living for like a month, and then they took my YouTube channel down and my 60,000 subscribers. Now I'm lucky. I have 27,000 on X. I have 11,000 on some kind of YouTube channel that somehow survived, like a ghost ship. It somehow survived. I had 14 channels or 13 channels that were taken down. Not that, and I'm not trying to say I'm a big hero. I'm just one of many people who have been doing this for years because Q told us to get out there and broadcast and spread the truth, because the mainstream media will never do it. But they're starting to, because they can't not anymore. Is there such thing as being too awake to the point that others think you are crazy? Yeah, absolutely. We're all they categorize us as I've been a crazed conspiracy theorist for years, for almost 10 years, and yeah, that's just the way it is. I don't care. I don't care. I can't. I can. Once you're awake, you can't go back. It's what is there's some kind of movie about that. Probably every movie is about that. But once you wake up, no, they all consider us crazy, and it's okay. We don't care. I don't live in town. I don't live with I don't live around people that I don't really it's not interesting to me. I do what I do. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I was hoping, and this is a fulfillment of my dreams, that the answer to all the questions is going to be from the people on the chat, because the people on the chat know more than I do. I'm just the one with the loudest voice. I'm just the one who set up this channel. I just like doing this. It's my job, even though I don't get paid. I do this, and a lot of people are like me. It's not for money, just a hunch. The EBS Sunday at the Super Bowl, Patriots calling it now. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. Don't get your hopes up about the EBS. I think I still maintain the EBS is just, it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Is it going to happen like that? No, it's going to happen by people really waking up in real time, because you're not going to just wake up the world with a broken. I listen. I hope I'm wrong. If the EBS comes, I'll be happy as can be. But the Super Bowl, I know all that. I get it all the time. I just, if you get your hopes up, and we've been in this war for 10 years. We have gotten our hopes up every month for 10 years, where we were told next Saturday, next in 2 weeks, it's all going down. On November 22nd, XRP is going to the moon. We've been hearing this for years. You will drive yourself nuts. You will go into some kind of like, you will not be happy if you go by, they're going to save us next week. The EBS is coming. The evaluation, the Iraqi dinar. I've been told the Iraqi dinar is going to devalue. There was a post from last January, a year, was it last January? 2 Januaries. It was last year?
Yeah.
Last January, they were saying the Iraqi dinar is going to be revaluated on January 1st. That was a year and a month ago. And now I believed it. I have a few dinars. Listen, we've been, all the people on this channel, we've all, like everybody else, we've been scrambling for money. We don't have, I lost my job. I had a very nice job. I was a public school teacher in New York City for 20 years. For 20 years, they've tried to fire me because I was, I was just a round peg trying to fit a square hole. But they finally said, if you don't get vaxxed, you're gone. And it was just like I didn't exist. They just erased me. My email account was gone. The UFT never reached out to me. Nothing. I was just, you're gone. That's out. That's the way it goes, man. I was not upset. I was not upset in the way like, oh my God. No, I was just like, wow, man, I lost my job. Okay, so what's the next thing? And here's the key to the newbies who are here today. We do not sit and ruminate about how bad it is. We do not try. I mean, that could be part of your journey. But at the end of the journey, we want to keep moving forward. We want to build a new world. We are not about looking in fear, looking back. We're not like Lot's wife. We don't look back and turn into a pillar of salt. We are constantly moving forward. I personally, I left New York. I bought a property, a big piece of land in the Mojave Desert in Arizona, and I'm building a house. With no money, with the little money I have, I'm slowly building a house and a garden, and this is what I've always wanted anyway. So I don't look back and say, those rat finks at the Department of Education, yeah, I mean, maybe once in a while, but really, I'm just like, wow, man, I'm liberated. I'm out of the matrix. I can do what I really want to do anyway. This is not a bad time. This is not a time to be upset in that way. It's a time to move forward, to repopulate the Republic, to boldly go where no man has gone before, and reinvent Tartaria. Peace on earth, no fraud, no wars, no lack. I went through Psalm 23 last night. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. That's the correct translation. I shall want. It's good to want. It's holy. It's above intellect. You want something, you don't really understand why. That's holy. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall want. I shall want, and I shall move forward, and I shall manifest my wants with divine help. That's the way it works. And once you get into the flow of living in the divine world and not in the matrix, things manifest, things happen, things are, you can create. I wanted to create a house in the wilderness that wasn't a fortress. I didn't want to live in a slave hut that where you go inside, you lock the door, you turn on your TV, and you're like, you're in this insulated world. I wanted to live in a world with, I mean, you'll see my house as I develop it, but it's all windows, it's all desert, it's all we're planning. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we're planning to just keep a dirt floor. We don't want to erase the earth. We want to live with the earth. So, we are living our dreams now. This is the greatest time to be alive ever. I'm just gonna put on a couple of short posts because I've been blabbing incessantly. Yeah, I'm going to share this briefly. This is Zachariah Fisher, who I think is putting out a bunch of really magnificent posts. This one is important. There are a few things most people don't fully see yet. And honestly, understanding them changes how you move through this time. Okay, let's go to here so let me see if I can do this correctly. Okay, first, the world isn't ending, it's reorganizing. A lot of people still think in terms of collapse, doom, or something big is about to wipe everything out. That's actually what's actually happening is a restructuring of systems that were never sustainable. Governments, finance, media, education, even healthcare. They're all being forced to evolve because the old models depended on low awareness and passive populations. That era is over. Not overnight, but steadily. We're coming into the new republic. Second, and this is the quintessential point that anybody who's religious, who's waiting for the EBS, who's waiting for the dinar to be revaluated, who's waiting to be saved, nobody is going to save anybody. This one hits people hard. For generations, we've been trained to wait for a rescue, a rescuer. The Messiah is going to come and rescue you. That is not, in my opinion, where we're headed. Actually, it is where we're headed. But the Messiah is you. You are the one. You are Neo. You are here to save your sector of this adventure. A leader, a disclosure, a breakthrough, a reset, a miracle. But the real shift is toward self responsibility and community responsibility, skills, relationships, emotional maturity, adaptability. Those matter more now than ever, more than any external savior. The people who thrive won't be the most informed. They'll be the most grounded and cooperative, but not in terms of surrender, not like being a slave. Cooperative meaning they will form beautiful things. Third, emotional resilience is about to matter more than intellectual knowledge. Resilience. A lot of very smart people are struggling right now because they built their identity around being right or knowing. But this period isn't about being right. It's about being steady. There will be rapid changes, economic, technological, social. The ones who do best will be those who can stay calm, flexible, and kind even when things feel uncertain. I think I'm going to read the whole post because it's so beautiful. To stay calm, to stay grounded. Okay, let me go back to let me stop sharing. I'm good. I want to go back to this post. I want to read the end because this is so powerful. It's really everything that I'm thinking, but I can't express as well as Zachariah does. Oh, here it is. Okay, let's go through the rest of this. Fourth, community is the real wealth of the future. Money will still matter, of course, but trust networks, local connections, shared skills, and strong families will matter more. We're moving out of a hyper individual era into a more interdependent one. People who build real relationships now are quietly building future security. And maybe the biggest one. And most people don't realize how powerful their daily state actually is. This is so important, not in some abstract spiritual way, in a very practical sense. Calm people make better decisions. Clear people see opportunities. Grounded people don't get manipulated easily. The collective future is being shaped less by dramatic events and more by millions of small personal choices happening every day. So if there isn't something the collective doesn't fully understand yet, it's this: the future isn't being decided somewhere far away. It's being built quietly by the people who stay steady, keep their hearts open, and keep showing up like adults in a time when many still react like children. That's where the real power is right now. In the end, it won't be about who had the most. It will be about who stood together. Okay. Brilliant. Just a brilliant post. All right. Now I want to share. Now I want to do some shameless promotion because in order for me to be here, I have to make a certain amount of money. I don't get paid by the broad. I am, you know, you I qualify to be monetized on YouTube. Like 3 months ago, I sent them a thing. Hey man, I'm ready, and I haven't heard back. They said it usually takes up to a month to hear back. So YouTube just decided to erase me like the Department of Education. I don't care. We're not going down, baby. We are here to stay. And we are here to create a beautiful place, a beautiful home for people to love each other, to work together, to build. I just planted 6 fruit trees. Who does that when they're 70 years old? Who builds a house with his bare hands when they're 70 years old? Not that I'm some kind of hero. It's just that no one else is going to come and save me. I don't have the big bucks that I should have. Whatever. It didn't work out that way, and I don't care. I'm happy with whatever I get. You can't look back. You can't be bitter. You just have to keep going forward. It's a beautiful, and if you do that, you will be gifted with great treasures beyond your wildest dreams. Like last weekend, Daniela and I went to a sawmill about an hour and a half away in a place called Williams, and we bought a trailer full. I have a big trailer now, a trailer full of rough cut lumber for $150. That's what I'm building my future with. Yeah, I don't have enough money to go to Home Depot and buy their wood. But this is it. It's so wonderful. It's not like, oh, they're doing this to me. It's like, wow, man, I get to create with materials that are far fucking out. Who gets to build a house with raw, rough cut lumber? I built okay, so I was talking about planting 6 fruit trees. Planting trees is all about the future. Fruit trees. 6 trees. I could feed Danielle and I, and please God, we'll have a bunch of other people up here. We'll be able to all eat. We'll can the stuff. 6 fruit trees? Are you kidding me? You know how much fruit you can get on one tree? And then we'll have chickens, and then we'll have goats, and then we'll have whatever, bison. The world is waiting for us to create it. We'll have a republic. If I have a problem, I'll go down to the Mojave County Republic. I'll say, "Yo, man, what's up?" It won't be like now. If I was to contact the government, they'd be like, "Well, has your property been inspected? Is your septic tank up to code?" I'm not having some inspector stick his head in my. They wouldn't do it anyway. They would just. But you're not going to check out my septic tank, man. They won't give me an address until my septic tank is certified. That's called government. That's called something. That's called people who like shit. I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. All these petty laws. I saw my friends when my friend Brian wanted to open up a coffee shop. They put him through hell. You didn't. This isn't registered and certified and registered and certified. This has. That's not government. That's tyranny. We want freedom. We want to be able to determine our. We want to. We the people, the republic. Anyway, Entrance to the Inner Earth. A great book is Hardcore Redemption in Law regarding the corporation takeover. Yeah, there's a lot of probably good stuff. Right after the Super Bowl, it's going to get interesting. I wouldn't hold on to this. I wouldn't. I really, a student of the trees, 63. I wouldn't get your hopes up personally, because we have gone through hundreds of events like that. Next weekend, Friday, FRY Day, April 1st, for years. And this is how it goes. This is how we get through it. In a sense, we do get through this way, looking forward to something happening. But the happening has to happen here. It has to be a change of inner standing. You have to understand that you are the creator, not something that's going to happen that's going to change the world. That's what he was saying. It's not about being saved. It's not about the Iraqi dinar. It is about the Iraqi dinar, but we've been waiting for the Iraqi dinar to go. I've been waiting for XRP. I've been holding XRP for at least 7 years. There will be a revaluation where XRP will go to the moon. There's no question in my mind. But you can't bank on this stuff, man. You can't buy lumber on something you're not willing to cash in when it's 50 cents, $2, $3, $5. I'm not cashing my XRP in at $10. I'm not going to go, whoa, it's $10. Let's sell it all. Are you kidding me? When it gets to be $100,000, maybe I would think about it. $1 million, would I sell one coin? Probably not. I'll probably by then you'll be able to invest it and you'll be able to live off the income. But I didn't hold XRP through all this turmoil in my life for, I made, $100,000. That's not the kind of money I expect to make. I want to be able to live a little bit. And what is living? Living means I want to create for others. I want to do for others. I want to build a bunch of houses here so people can come and we can hang out and we can learn how to live like human beings. That's my eventual. That's really what I'm heading for. Okay, so let me do my shameless promotion, and then I'll go. I want you guys to hear a song, especially the newbies. Okay, so let's go to this. This happened today. Okay, so I represent this healing technology called LifeWave. And these are the patches that we wear, right? We wear these little patches. These reflect, they don't put anything in your body. They reflect your own light back into your system. And in the case of X39, which is the main patch, and X49, they activate your stem cell production. They activate a copper peptide that, if you have a lot of your own stem cells, not get injected stem cells from somebody else, but your body produces its own stem cells and can heal itself. That's the way we're designed. So we represent this. We sell this technology. We share this technology. We want people to be cured. If you're taking a bunch of drugs that your doctor prescribed, talk to Dr. Staci. She's a naturopath. But I would say, cut it out. They killed my own father. He was like he was taking this blood thinning stupidity because he believed in the medical model. He was a dentist. He to some extent. He also told me that the whole fluoridation thing was a bunch of bullshit, and the Association of Dental whatevers was a corrupt organization. He told me this back in 1960. So anyway, get if you're interested in this technology, get a hold of Dr. Staci. You can call or text her. That's how you sign up. If you're taking medications from your doc, switch. They just disconnected me for a moment. But you may want to switch and do these life-changing health patches. They are amazing. We wear like 4 patches a day, and we consider it up with groceries. We put money for groceries and LifeWave first. It's like, okay, let's go to town and get some groceries, but make sure we also get our LifeWave because we want our stem cells to be stimulated, to be producing, to be active. If you're a little bit older, you and like I'm about to become 71 in like a week or two, and I work all day long. With a pickaxe and a shovel and nails and I mean I'm picking up humongous pieces of wood all day long when I'm not broadcasting, and I do it with joy and with glee and without pain, thanks to the patches. So contact Dr. Staci, find out. I just want to see share a short clip of our friend Grant today. We did a little broadcast. Here's a short clip.
Thing that I noticed the most was with my prostate issues, and since I've been using the glutathione, I haven't had any of that, which to me is like someone sending me a Christmas gift every day.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you don't have to wake up 4 or 5 times a night. Trust me, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I noticed the most was
Anyway, that's a clip from Grant. We do a broadcast with Grant every week, and what happened? Did I do it? Where's my channel? No, I okay. So I did it to myself again. All right, so let's play. Okay, so anyway, yeah, leaving the matrix. The technology sometimes gets out of hand for me, but um, no sound. Oh, no music. It didn't work. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me. Yeah, are you okay? I no, it's technological. Let me see if I can do it. Well, now let's try. Okay, let's try it again. Waking up on the front porch, Sunday at dawn. The night was hotter than hell and forever long. I can see the first light breaking through the trees. I feel the changes in the cool breeze of freedom. And it's a new morning. It's a new morning. We never saw it coming, hiding in plain sight. Banksters taking power, stealing our lives. They were looking to bury us in debt, shame and fear. But our roots grew stronger as we reached into the air with freedom. It's a new morning. With each day we're rising up in this world with the power of love, with the power of peace, the power of joy, the power of truth. It's a new morning. It's a new morning. It's a new So sorry about the sound. I was trying to play. It's weird. There's certain things that I haven't really truly, but it's a lot better than it used to be. So I'm very happy that I'm able to broadcast on so many channels at once. We do so. This is our schedule. We do a broadcast Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern time, which is pioneers of businesses. Where we have a discussion with people who are setting up a new life, people who have started a new life. And that's Monday at 4 o'clock. At 3:30 on Tuesday, Dr. Staci comes and talks about LifeWave with Daniela. We all talk about LifeWave. On Thursday, we do a broadcast with people of the Republic, explaining, these mostly military, mostly veterans, explaining what the Republic means and how that works. That's Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then at 6 o'clock on Thursday Eastern Standard Time, we do a short show. Grant and Norman and I get together, and Daniela, to talk about LifeWave and other lifestyle issues, health issues, really. But basically, Norman and Grant are great experts, and we're trying out these different things, all these LifeWave patches, some other technologies we're starting to use. But I broadcast most days, actually, usually 6 or 7 days a week at about, I guess it's about 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm on the West Coast, so I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm a New Yorker, man, but here I am out in Arizona, and loving it, just loving the desert, loving being out in nature. So thanks for joining us tonight. May the Force be with you. May you realize that you are the Force. You are Neo. You are the one. You are the only one in the history of creation who can be you, and that's a really keen thing. It's a neato thing, as we used to say when we were kids. May Source be with you. May you realize that you are the creator. You create your reality with your thoughts, with your speech, with your action, mostly really with your action. Just keep doing the right things. Try to get out of negative thinking, and we're walking through a huge portal. The old way of the old criminally insane system is crumbling around us, with Epstein files coming out, with all these things surfacing, and we're coming into the promised land. I'm sorry you didn't hear the other song, but basically it said we're leaving the matrix and heading for the promised land. And that's really what this is all about. This is the fulfillment this is the end of exile and the beginning of redemption. It's not the end of anything. It's the beginning of a new world. So let's get out there with a big smile on our face and rock the world.